Hello, everybody, and welcome into Danbury Arena. It is the Hat-Tricks and the Binghamton Black Bears tonight. My name is Josh Starr, joined by Jim Cerny tonight. It's the first of 4 straight games between these two teams, and the Hat-Tricks come in losers of 2 out of 3 against Columbus last weekend. Last night, a game suspended after 1 period against Carolina. The Black Bears come in on a pretty good streak after 4 straight games against Watertown, coming out unscathed.
Yeah, absolutely. They lost the first 2 games of that series, but came on and won back-to-back games in which they played very well defensively, which has not been their calling card this season. They are a high-octane offense, and they usually just bludgeon you to victory. Well, they shut down Watertown in those 2 games last weekend very, very impressively. They've also won 5 out of their last 7, and hey, don't look now. The third-place Danbury Hat-Tricks are peeking over their shoulder because the fourth-place Black Bears are right behind them.
And the Black Bears points in all 4 of those games against Watertown, so beating some of the best competition in the league. The Hat-Tricks are one of the teams that have beaten the Wolves a decent amount this year, but Binghamton lately coming on hot at the end of the season here, and it's going to be a busy stretch the rest of the way for these two teams playing each other, trying to get that at least to that 3rd seed. But in the Hat-Tricks case, they wish they won a chance at the 2nd seed so far, and they dropped out of that spot last weekend in Columbus, trying to get back into it.
Yeah, you know, it's interesting. When Columbus first came to Danbury a couple weekends ago, we were talking about, boy, it's going to be really important to somehow win this season series because it's so nip and tuck between those 2 teams, between 2nd place and 3rd place. Well, Danbury took care of business at home. They won 2 out of 3. But then Columbus went home and won 2 out of 3. So it was a wash, and where they were at the beginning is where they are now. Columbus just a little bit ahead in points percentage for 2nd place. And the reason why that's so important is you get a first-round bye in the playoffs if you finish in 1st or 2nd. And we know Watertown's going to finish 1st. So now the battle is for 2nd place. So obviously Danbury needs to pick up some wins here. 16 games remaining in the regular season.
And if you don't get that bye, you could end up playing 6 games in about 8 or 9 days to start your playoffs. It's a tough way to begin and try to make a run. So we'll step aside here as the anthem and the starting lineups get introduced. We'll be back with those starting lineups and puck drop right after this. Set for puck drop here from Danbury. Josh Starr with Jim Cerny, and it's the Hat-Tricks and the Black Bears coming up here. The Black Bears at 24-17-2, 71 points, a .550 points percentage. That's fourth, right behind the Hat-Tricks with their .594 points percentage for third place, 28-15-3. 11 more points for the Hat-Tricks, but it doesn't matter when it comes to the playoff standings here in the FPHL. It's all about the points percentage in this league. The starting lineups tonight: Joe Shepard in goal for Binghamton. Nikita Ivashkin, the league's leading goal scorer, on the left wing, centered by Mo Levac and Tyler Jurich on the right. Colin Fitzgerald and Kyle Powell at the point for the Hat-Tricks. Pete DeSalvo in net. Tom Mealy and Johnny Ruiz's line out with Dmitry Kuznetsov, Aaron Atwell, and Steve Brown, the D pair for the Hat-Tricks here tonight in their home black jerseys, orange trim. Binghamton, the road whites with the green trim, and we are underway. Hat-Tricks win the face-off. Aaron Atwell in his own zone skates up left to right and will look to get through neutral ice. He turns it over. Ivashkin coming the other way, but Steve Brown intercepts and takes behind his own net. Shovels up the far wing for Atwell, who takes off the boards and lofts it to center. Tom Mealy can't flag it down. It's Binghamton who comes through the neutral zone. Long inside the Hat-Tricks part of the red line. It's Kuznetsov taking it out in front of his own bench. The shot shrugged down by Shepard, and he'll cover up. 35 seconds in. No score early on. Joe Shepard, 8-6-1 and .890 save percentage, .474 goals against down the other end. Pete DeSalvo for the Hat-Tricks, 5-2, a .922 save percentage, and a .286 goals against. He's been a backstop for the Hat-Tricks, and a good one. Here's the Hat-Tricks on the face-off, and Gesso rifles one in, gloved by Shepard.
Joe Shepard has made 2 starts against Danbury this season, a win and a loss, but in each game he allowed 5 goals. He allowed 5 goals in the win, 5 goals in the loss. So Binghamton will give up goals. They did not against Watertown last weekend. They've given up a lot of goals this year, but they are a tremendous offensive team. They have 4 players with 60 points or more this season.
Hat-Tricks take the puck off the wall, and Gesso another shot smothered by Shepard right in the gut. 47 seconds in, the Hat-Tricks with 3 shots already. None have beaten Joe Shepard.
Yeah, Joe Shepard, he had 55 saves, a season-high 55 saves on November 24th in what was a 5-2 loss to the Danbury Hat-Tricks. He has faced 40 or more shots this season, made 40 or more saves in 7 games this season. That is a ton.
Gesso forces the turnover, quick shot, rebound in front. He stopped again by Shepard, who makes 2 stops on Gesso in that chance. Gesso has it back at the point. The shot tipped wide and taken up the far side, chipped to center by Strom. Toward the Hat-Trick zone, Lazaro takes it back in his own end. Up the left side, banks it up to the neutral zone, tipped in by Adam Dowda back in the lineup, and they'll say he didn't get a touch on it, so he'll go back for icing against the Hat-Tricks. A minute 21 in, no score, and the Hat-Tricks send out this line for the first time. Dowda out, just his 4th game of the year. He's got 2 goals in those first 3 games.
Yeah, he's a 26-year-old from Slovakia that came to the States and went to Colgate University, where he played college hockey for 4 years at the NCAA level.
He wins the face-off for the Hat-Tricks, and they take out to center. Dumped in, past Gesso, and it goes all the way behind for Pekarski to take behind the net. Leaving for Boilar and up the left wing. Abbott will outlet through center. Stopped by Dowda along the red line, and Binghamton will take it back, tipping into the Hat-Tricks end. Abbott along the far boards, backhands toward goal, and DeSalvo gloves it.
Yeah, Dowda hasn't played since January 30th. He played 2 games in December, then he played 1 at the end of January, and he hasn't appeared in a game since. But he's in there today, and he certainly adds a nice dimension, a nice offensive complement to a very good offensive team that the Hat-Tricks put out there.
2 minutes into the first, no score. The Hat-Tricks win a face-off in their own zone. Daniluk banks it up the near boards. Dowda out of the air, plays it through center, but the Hat-Tricks go offside at the Binghamton line. And the neutral zone face-off will come up right in front of Binghamton's bench.
The Hat-Tricks are 3-2-1 against the Black Bears so far this season, but in those 6 games, only one of them have been played in this building at Danbury Arena, and it was a wild one, a 10-7 Danbury victory.
2 hat-tricks in that game for Danbury. It was Nick Levesque with one of them. Dustin Jesso had 4 goals in that game, and the hat-tricks able to come out with a win. Ojic into the offensive zone, overlaps with Mealy, left circle, drops for down on the wrist shot. Stopped by Shepard at the top of the blue paint, 2-12 in, and it is still scoreless as Shepard has been tested 5 times already so far.
Yeah, Dustin Jesso has played 2 games against Binghamton this year. He has 8 points in the 2 games. He had the 5-point night that we just talked about, the 4-goal, 1-assist game, and then he had a 3-assist game as well against Binghamton. So 2 games, 8 points. No wonder why he's come out firing tonight.
Top line out for the hat-tricks as Ruiz wins the face-off, dumps it down low behind the cage. In the corner, it's stopped along the wall. Kuznetsov treks across to push it back down low. Ruiz off the wall, feeds across the slot. It's intercepted by Ivashkin. He's racing right to left into the hat-trick's end, across the line. Stopped by Brown, who played the body. The puck trickled to Atwell, and he will chip it out to center ice. Has it at center, pushes ahead to Ruiz across the offensive line. Atwell back at the left circle to the slot, and it hits a skate and banks out to center. Steve Brown takes over there. Just about 3 minutes in, no score. The hat-tricks dump in to the Binghamton zone. Behind the net, Shepard leaves for Fitzgerald, and the Black Bears outlet. Can't get out of the zone. Corey Anderson stops them right at their own line, and the hat-tricks go to work in the offensive end. Brett Jackson off the near corner, drops to the point. Gallagher serves it down wide of the net, and it goes into the far corner for Tom Mealy to take off the wall. He banks to the point. Lazaro fires a shot. It's blocked, and Binghamton takes out to center. Jurich into the hat-tricks end, taken by Garrett Gallagher in the corner, and he will start the breakout for Danbury. Left to right, Jesso speeds into the offensive end, weaving to his backhand. The shot, it's stopped by Shepard. Sticked away. Gallagher, the rebound. He scores! Jesso's shot stopped by Shepard. Bounces all the way to the point. Gallagher able to find Twine from there. It's 1-0 hat-tricks. Just 3:37 in.
That was a huge rebound given up by Joe Shepard. We're going to see it here on the replay. It's a good play by Jesso, but look at that. Shepard, it's almost like he lost sight of how far that rebound went out, and he drifted off to the right instead of holding his ground in the net. Instead of making the save, popping back up, and holding his position, Josh, he drifted to the right and seemed to lose sight of where the puck went. Well, it came right out through the slot, all the way back, almost to the blue line. Gallagher was inside the blue line, and Gallagher with a quick snapshot, and he catches the goalie by surprise, and Danbury's got themselves a 1-0 lead.
It almost looked like he had the rebound that went right in front of him, and somehow it just bounced off a body to the point. All of the Black Bears defense was off to that far circle to try and get the original rebound, and Shepard, like you said, just kind of lost sight of it, and Gallagher found it all alone really at the point with a big lane to shoot and a lot of net to shoot at as well.
Yeah, a lot of net because Shepard had drifted so far off to his right. Actually there, Binghamton did a good job. Now, Jesso gets a good shot there, and he keeps it low, and that generates the rebound. So it's a good job by Jesso, but he was checked pretty closely there. But as you mentioned, everybody else in the slot was tied up by a defender. So that was a good job by Binghamton. The bad job was by Shepard. Yeah, he put himself way out of position when he really did not have to. He did not have to scramble like he put himself in there. And again, credit Gallagher. Gallagher saw the play. It was open in front of him. He saw the goalie was way out of position, so he didn't try and make a perfect shot. He just tried to put it on net, and it turned out that the net was gaping wide open. And so his second goal of the season has given Danbury a 1-0 lead.
Ready to go to start things back up. Corey Anderson will take the draw. Garrett Gallagher on the board. The hat-tricks lead 1-0. Dustin Jesso getting the only assist on the goal. Gallagher on the face-off win dumps right back into the Binghamton zone along the near corner. It's scooped to center, and Gallagher will have to take over there, right inside the red line. He is stopped from behind by Strom, and he'll drop back for Yarwood to outlet ahead. Merkel up the near wing, stopped by the Hat-Tricks, right back into the offensive zone. Jackson feeds across Anderson, he rips it and scores! Corey Anderson streaking down the left wing, and it is an absolute laser over the glove of Shepherd. 2-0 Hat-Tricks, 4:06 in.
That, Josh, was a legit shot right there. Can't fault Joe Shepherd for that. That was just an absolute, as you said, a laser. Anderson, full stride, coming in from left wing, and we're going to see the replay here in a sec. They come in perfectly onside, and then Anderson just walks into that one, and he rips it up and over the goaltender, Shepherd. That is his 25th goal of the season. That is a new career high for Corey Anderson.
Played 40 games his rookie season here in Danbury, and back in for his second year. Steve Mealy into the offensive zone, across for Dowda. It's knocked wide of his stick and into the far boards. D'Angelo takes up the right side and carries along into the Hat-Tricks offensive zone. Down low behind the Danbury net. It is Daniluk taking out. Susi will outlet all the way. Dowda chipping off, and it is Dowda who will chip it out of play on the near side. It goes for a whistle. 15:09 to go in the first. 2-0 Hat-Tricks, and there goes Gesso again. 2 points already as he's the Binghamton killer.
2 points in 4 minutes, so that is now 10 points in 2+ games, barely 2+ games that Gesso has played against Binghamton. I mean, man, his eyes will light up when he sees this team.
4:51 in, 2-0 Hat-Tricks, an offensive zone face-off. Ruiz will take